All right. We are here in episode two, the Bison Lounge, and I am your host, Noe, and of course, joined by my partner in crime, even though he's not that attractive.
I like to
Is
say I am.
Manuel. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, it's your boy Manuel right here with Noe. Just wrecking some shit, talking about shit, shooting the shit.
Of
A lot of shit.
course. How's your week been?
It's been pretty good, man. Been pretty good. One of those nice, hectic weeks of getting the kids to school and shit like that, personal life bullshit. But other than that, Christmas is coming up, man. So,
Yeah, it's that time of year when people go ape shit over nothing.
over nothing. Not even Black Friday is this bad.
Black Friday died years ago. It's all online. It's all online.
Cyber Mondays now.
Cyber Mondays.
Fuck, back in my day, fucking boomer over here, fucking back in my day, we used to punch people for a fucking 20-inch TV, man.
Shit, people would die in those damn things. People were getting stampeded. Like that one lady, there was one story back then. I was in high school and I remember hearing about it. I think it was like Walmart or, one of those crazy gatherings where people go to and the doors open, fucking these people run in and a lady fell, but she got trampled to death.
Dude, that is fucking crazy. Like, that's how bad the materialism was back then. Like, I gotta get that fucking... And TVs weren't even that big back then.
Yeah.
Dude. They were like, what, 50-inch biggest?
Yeah.
And you had it all. But people just like, I want to get that 50-inch. Fucking let's go 50-inch TV with... What was it back in the day? Not even 4080s, dude. Not 480s, 480p. It was just cheap, analog, fucking quality TV.
That was high tech back in those days, though.
Back in the day, yeah, I could see why.
You ever been to a Black Friday? Like ever gone back in those days when it was a thing?
Oh yeah, dude. My arm got shredded by these ladies one time. Went with a buddy of mine back in the day. And we were helping his mom get a new TV for the living room. And I remember we picked up one of the TVs, one of those big ass TVs for living rooms and shit like that. Out of nowhere, the moment that I grab for the TV and pull it off the shelf, 5 other arms are just grabbing onto my arm, and they just start running their nails through my
God!
And like, good Lord, what the hell is going on? Turn around, my buddy's like on the other side, like, do you need help? Yeah, I need help, motherfucker. Get over here, man.
And if I was there, but no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't.
I know your ass ain't standing over there just looking at me get shredded.
Sorry, dear, but it seems to appear that you are snarling at my hand right now. And I'm sorry, but this hand, you don't want no fists. You don't want no fists here, lady.
I believe in equal rights and lefts. You're about to find out.
Yeah, I only been to a Black Friday once, and this was back in high school. It seems like my only good stories are going to be in high school. It shows how depressed I am. That's all I have to talk about.
I'm pretty sure there's more, man.
But I remember going to one time, and I was in high school, and it was, bringing back Resident Evil, but it was to get Umbrella Chronicles when it came out. It was like only a week, or like it had just came out.
Right.
But even like back in those days, I don't know, how parents and shit and family were, they didn't know, they never wanted to buy you video games.
Yeah.
But now it's like they just throw them at their kids now.
Yeah.
Fortnite. But anyways, yeah, I just went for Umbrella Chronicles, but it was fucking crazy. People were fucking shoving.
Yeah.
And like I was just in the aisle I was in, it was with the Wii's, and like nobody was in that aisle. It was all PlayStation and fucking Xbox. Like people were fucking killing for that shit. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. Like, Umbrella Chronicles, was that the on the rail?
Yeah, it was on the rail shooter.
Okay, yeah, and for the Wii and shit like that. That was a good game. Not gonna lie, it was pretty good. I don't know if it added to any of the lore, but it was pretty good.
It pretty much just retold stories, but in what is that? It's first person, but you don't see the gun. But that's what they're called, rail shooters.
Yeah, rail shooters,
like House of the Dead and all that.
Good game.
Speaking of that, last week, so this is like how two grown men have a good night together. Last week, Manuel and me were just hanging out, and
no homo.
But we were hanging out, and I was just like, "You been to the version?" I was like, "You been to this arcade?" And he was like, "Oh, it's been years," but I was like, "Let's go." So we went, and like, yeah, like fucking, they had House of the Dead 4, House of the Dead, Time Crisis 2. Which, okay, let me get it. I'm sorry to get into it, but Time Crisis. When it comes to your arcade games, that will always be number one to me. Time Crisis 2. Time Crisis 2 is a staple to me in video game history, even though it's not like, it's not your Resident Evil like franchise games. It's like gone to 5 already, I think, which is shit.
Yeah, the new ones weren't that
They're
great.
fucking horrible.
I mean, I think it was 3 when they started implementing that you have a machine gun.
Yeah,
shot.
but you see, okay, I love 3.
Really?
3 was the Time Crisis 2 Plus, or the extra whatever, like the upgrade. Time Crisis 3, I love Time Crisis 3, but Time Crisis 2 is still my boy, no matter what. But Time Crisis 4, no sir. To me, I was like, I remember going to the arcade once, I'm like, Time Crisis 4, here we go, like, new one, let's get to it. And I'm playing, and I'm like, it's trash.
This is immediately awful.
It's bad. I hate how they implement the 2 pedal now. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Who makes it? Namco?
Wasn't that?
I don't know who makes it. Damn, dude. We look it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I mean,
but this is just me going on a rant. Like, horrible. This 2 pedal fucking bullshit. And then Time Crisis 5, it's the same shit, and it is trash. Like, I don't know what made them. God, it's just one. Is it Namco?
it's Namco.
It's
Yeah.
Namco.
Also.
Man, why?
Well, Namco was like a staple for like all the arcade games, dude. Like they were like the company that made Pac-Man, dude. Galaga, fucking. Oh my God, there's so many fucking games that like I can't even think of at the top of my head anymore because they're just so old and you don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're the ones that made Time Crisis. I want to say that House of the Dead, though, I don't think they were Namco. I think they were were they Capcom?
Who?
House of the Dead?
No, they're not Capcom.
They're not
They're not Capcom.
I couldn't because I remember there was a shooter for Capcom. I just can't remember the name of
Capcom? A rail shooter?
a rare shooter. I could have sworn.
Nah, it's not Capcom.
Nah,
Nah.
you don't think so? Nah, dude. Sega. There you go.
Oh, dang, Sega did House of the Dead?
Yeah, Sega. It says Sega AM1. They made House of the Dead, which I mean, Sega has some badass fucking games.
Back in the day.
Dude, the OG. You can't remember. You can't forget about the OG Sonic. Sonic.
Well, that's the only, to me, Sonic is the only thing. Granted, before people start, whoa, what about this one, you fucking prick? Like, no. It's like, don't forget this one, Sonic's trash anyway. Like, no, like, Sonic is the mascot for Sega. Like, when and that's not me hating. That, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I was a Nintendo kid. I grew up Nintendo, but I remember our babysitter, when she was babysitting us, she had a Sega and she had Sonic. I think it was Sonic 2, and that was it.
I think that for me that was the Sonic that I loved playing. Sonic 2. Sonic 2.
I love Sonic and Knuckles.
Sonic and Knuckles was good too.
Sonic 2 was good.
Yeah.
I won't hate it. Sonic 1's good too, but after 2, I mean, when they came out with 2, that was when they.
I think it was after Sonic Adventures 2. That's when.
Adventures?
Yeah. I love Sonic Adventures.
I never went that far with Sonic. I thought Sonic became a shitty character, which he did.
He was that how can I explain it? He was that cocky character. Because I mean, in the old games, you couldn't really sense the cockiness of Sonic until you like let him stand there for a couple of seconds.
Oh, he
starts tapping
shit.
Yeah, the watch, check the watch, and like starts tapping his foot and all that bullshit. Oh, he's so sassy, little bitch. But I think it was until Sonic Adventures that you started hearing Sonic like, "Hey guys, let's go get Dr. Eggman and fuck him up." Like,
join me on this adventure.
Tails, get over here, fucker. Help me fly.
God, Tails is the horrible sidekick. I never met anybody that ever liked Tails, besides the fact that he was cute.
I mean, yeah, you got your furries out there and shit like that. You got your furries out there that are like, "Oh, look at that little I want to be him," and shit like that. But No, I mean, I loved Sonic Adventures. It's another staple in my childhood, alongside Sonic Adventures 2. I feel that's where it started going to shit afterwards because everybody's gonna mention Sonic '06. Sonic '06 was just
Yeah.
horrible. The controls were horrible. The story was kind of like all over the fucking place, and I think it's when they started implementing humans into the
Oh yeah, it got a little weird.
yeah, and not like a lot of people were like, there's something sus about this shit. Fuck this guy.
Well, they have that one character like with the big tits. Like she's kind of like a vampire. I don't know.
Oh,
Like,
Rouge the bat.
Yeah.
she's a bat. But I mean,
same shit. She has big tits.
I mean, that's for every freaking franchise. There's got to be one big titty character, and they couldn't really do that with any of the Sonic characters. Not even Amy Rose was,
Yeah.
But then they made Rouge the Bat, the fucking sexy whatever the fuck it is, the bat with big tits, and that's where a lot of those type of fans started coming on to like, oh my god, he has tits. Oh my god.
But all these horn dogs all fucking. I was one of them. I was one of those kids. Fucking what? Video game tits? Get the fuck
Titties
out.
on video games. Fucking Tomb Raider pixelated titties. Like, a lot of people were excited for that too.
Well, okay, well here's a question: Who would you pick, Mario or Sonic?
Oh fuck, you're putting me on the spot here because growing up,
And none of that bullshit of like, oh well, he's better because he's stronger. Like,
no. This is like a sort of like a place in your heart sort of thing, because I grew up, how you said, a Nintendo kid, and basically I grew up with the whole game starting and just hearing da instead of hearing the Sega. So Mario has a special place in my heart. So I'm gonna say Mario, because that's what I started with. Super Mario World, dude.
yeah, I was gonna say, sorry, Sonic, but it's gonna have to be Mario
Yeah.
because of Super Mario World.
Yeah, Super Mario.
Super Mario World when you got Yoshi,
Oh my god.
that shit was dope. Yeah, of course, 1, 2, 3, Super Mario 3 with the what is that suit called?
The Tanuki suit?
The Tanuki suit.
Yeah, where he has the tail and he can
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, at the beginning, the first two Marios, you can only get the flower, and that was it. And Super Mario 3, you got the Tanuki suit. Or
Frog suit.
did you get a frog suit?
Yeah, with where he was a frog. It was only useful if you were in one of those swimming stages.
Right. Yes, you're right. And I mean, if you used it in a normal stage, you were just hopping
just
around.
jump high.
Yeah, you're just higher
High.
and stuff like that. You didn't go fast or anything like that. I love the fact that you can start taking away some of the enemies, the things that they use. For example, the little cloud for the Lakitu brothers. You can ride on it. I don't know if you could ride it on 1 or 2.
I don't think so.
I think you like stomped on them and they like
Yeah.
disintegrated. But you can ride that, I think. And then the Goombas that were inside the little boots, you can ride.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
the boot with the little windy
Yeah.
fucking
Those.
crank, the little crank thing.
Yeah. I kind of like that too. And then after 3, they had Super Mario World, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yes, it was Super Mario World. But one of the things, so it was always Mario saving the princess.
Mm-hmm.
1 and 2, Mario and Luigi saving the princess. Did 1 have Luigi?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
No, 2 did though.
2 did have Luigi. Like,
2 had Luigi.
if you played it on 2 players?
Yeah. I don't think 1.
I don't
I'm sure someone's gonna correct us.
Yeah.
Because how can you call yourself fucking nerds?
Gamers and shit.
No.
Yeah, my
Well, I'll tell you something.
Let me tell you something, you little
Your
fucking
podcast
zoomer.
sucks.
But I didn't like the story for 3. As much as I loved the game, the story, how at the end of it all, Mario was just dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was 2.
Was it 2?
Yeah, that's the one where you can pick up shit and toss it. Like you can,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
small little blocks,
Yeah.
and toss them.
Wait, no, Luigi was. Wait, yeah, Luigi wasn't 2. No, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Continue.
Well, God damn it! Now this is gonna bug the fuck out of me. No, yeah, because 1 was the original Mario just running,
jump.
get to the flag and shit like that. 2 was where they were like in some sort of like act, and you can pick between Mario, Luigi, Toad, and the princess.
Yes, exactly.
And then 3 was when you were Mario or Luigi, but in the ships, the little ships, that would be the bosses and shit. So, yeah, so Luigi wasn't 2. Luigi, I want to say he wasn't 1 when you played it in 2 players. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I remember it now. But 2 was the one that I didn't like, the whole, like, that you beat the game, and then you just find out Mario was dreaming at the end. It was...
Slap to the face.
Yeah, big-ass fucking slap in the face. He wasn't saving anything. The Mushroom Kingdom. So, what the fuck, Nintendo?
So, I might get hate for this, but, like, Sonic died for me at 64. Super Mario 64.
Really?
Yeah. I played it, and I'll say I enjoyed it, but the hype behind that game, I don't understand it. Like, I don't know. It was not my cup of tea, like, when I was a kid.
What was it? The Super Mario 64?
Yeah.
You didn't like Super Mario 64?
I liked it enough to play, but I wasn't hype about it being a kid, and now it's, like, classic, like a big-time classic, and...
I want to say... the speedrunners are to blame for that, because there's people that have beat Super Mario 64 in what, like an hour and something minutes or 2. And it's all because they find glitches.
Yeah, of course. They find the glitches. Like, I've seen those Zelda ones. Oh, man, those are insane. Like, that bomb little trick they do for glitching. It's like, goddamn. Fucking...
Well, I think it's after you find the Master Sword, if you go to a certain spot where you lift that giant rock, if you clip through it and, like, do some kind of bomb trick, you'll end up inside Ganon's tower. And you can just go all the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, to me that seems kind of stupid, but it kind of, like, does let people know to the skill of your skill to the game, because you start off with only, like, 6 hearts as adult Link, 6 or 7 hearts. And to be able to survive Ganon's fucking attacks and shit like that with just 6 or 7 hearts, that means you're a fucking badass and stuff like that, because you're gonna get hit a couple of times, and his attacks do, like, what, 4 hearts damage and shit?
I believe so. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Man, talking about that, Zelda, Ocarina of Time, I've been wanting to play it, dude. I've been wanting to play it again.
That's something that I feel needs to be remastered. Like, they did it on the GameCube.
Well, they remastered it for the 3DS, but it was just handheld.
Yeah.
But it looked impressive. It was very impressive
for a handheld game.
Yeah, it sucks that it's what's it called? Handheld.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did play Game Boys, but I've never owned one. I never owned a Game Boy. I always had it, like, my cousin had a Game Boy and he let me borrow it so I can play Pokemon Red, or so I can play fucking Super Mario World, Super Mario Brothers 3. Shit like that. But I never owned a fucking Game Boy.
Really?
Never in my life.
Yeah, the Game Gear.
Game.
That was the Sega one, right? That was the Sega one?
Oh, dude, you're bringing me back.
Damn, dude. I remember, I never had one of those, but I remember I would see kids and like,
what's going on over there?
Sonic handheld? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get on out.
We're in the future.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Hell yeah, like in those days.
Well, shit, wasn't the Game Gear powered by, like,
6 batteries? Like,
was it 6?
It's like 4 or 5. It was a lot. They died real fast.
Dude. I remember, because I never owned one either. Again, cousins and shit like that. Hey, can I borrow it? Yeah, here, sure. Take it. I'll see you next weekend. They'll be cool about it. But I think it was those fucking D batteries, the big fat ones.
Was it those?
I think so, because I think it took like 4 or 5, or like how you said. But it was so much power being sucked out of those batteries. It had to be one of those D batteries, dude, or the square ones. I don't know, like, because having AAAs or AA batteries on that fucking thing, there's no way it would have survived.
I'll go to a flea market tomorrow and find out.
Dude,
all those retro sellers so much.
Game over. Oh shit! Well, shout out. Anyways, I think they have a couple, but the pricing for them is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, like the pricing for those old games, it's a market. It's been a market for a good number of years now. Retro stuff, like I know you. I don't know if I think I know you see my old systems, so I'm kind of a collector when it comes to that, and I only get games I loved or games I wanted when I was a kid.
Yeah,
but I know a guy who has his own thing at a flea market, and he posts up every weekend the new shit he gets in.
Yeah.
And like he had a Manhunt 2.
Oh, what?
A Manhunt 2. Remember Manhunt?
Dude, that was my game back in the day.
Yeah,
Fucking Rockstar.
but he had part 2. And part 2 was a really like it was as bad as the first one.
Well, I mean, part 2 got censored.
Yeah.
I bought part 2, kind of side tangent here. I'll let you continue right now, but like just putting it out there, when I bought part 2, I bought the version that wasn't censored.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know there were versions that weren't censored.
Yeah, but after like the whole games rating bullshit came on, they started censoring to where like every time you did an execution or something like that, you like it would get all hazy and shit and all blurred out and stuff. Like I'm like, oh man, that was the allure of fucking Manhunt. Getting to see your character just like batting the head off a freaking enemy or something like that.
You'll never see that franchise come back. That franchise is officially dead.
Well, and this is something that I kind of kicked myself for not getting into earlier. I don't know if you ever heard of, like, again, side tangent, continuing the side tangent. It's called GTA Underground. It's been discontinued. It was an online game where they mixed all the maps of Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, San Andreas, and Carter City. Carter City is from Manhunt 1. So all 4 of those maps were mixed together. You could pick any character you wanted to be, like just some random pedestrian or whatever. And it was Grand Theft Auto 3 mechanics. And you were just online with all these other fucking people. It was the GTA Online of that era. And it was so dope. Being able to go from freaking Liberty City to Vice City to San Andreas to Carter City back to Liberty City and shit like that.
That's dope.
It was fucking awesome, dude. It was legit. And I think it got into a legal problem with the Rockstar that they had to take it down.
Of course.
They had to take it down, and it just died out. But a lot of people were pissed. A lot of people were against Rockstar for a while because of that.
You still play those, right?
What?
Grand Theft Autos?
Yeah, absolutely.
You played them all from the 3 going up?
I played them back. I played it up from part 2 when it was an overhead.
Yeah.
I even played London and all those old school games.
Which one was your favorite out of all of them?
Damn. Out of all the freaking Grand Theft Autos, I'm going to say Grand Theft Auto Vice City had a special place. It has a special place. Vice City.
It's either Vice City or San Andreas. It's always between those two with people.
Well, I think it's because of the mechanics that they added to the game.
Well, you can ride a bike. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Oh, shit, a motorcycle.
Yeah, look, you ride a bike in the hood. Get on out. How are we doing this?
I got an Uzi from my bike. Oh, shit. That was one of the fucking things that Vice City brought bikes into the equation. But what I loved about Vice City, my personal opinion, is the fact that in Grand Theft Auto 3, you couldn't go into buildings. Mm-hmm. Vice City, you could. So when you got the ability to go into buildings, into shops, ammunition, the other shops for like the health and shit like that, you can rob it. I fucking loved doing that. You just aimed your gun at the fucking store clerk and they started like putting out the little dollars and shit like that. And you started picking that shit up. I fucking loved doing that. And then, of course, the mayhem. The mayhem freaking, when you would either pick up a tank or a helicopter, you can start these mayhem side missions to where you're just destroying shit. Cops are coming after you and you're just blowing them up with a tank, running over them, exploding them and shit like that. I fucking love that. San Andreas, a mechanic that they added was sort of like an RPG. You can either raise your muscle stats and hit harder, or you can raise your stamina, run for a longer time, get fat, and run the risk of having a heart attack. That's some shit right there, too.
Yeah, God, so, well, me and Andreas, me and GTA, I stopped playing them after 3. I did try San Andreas, I did try Vice City, but it didn't do it for me, probably because it's like I said, all to me it was just add-ons. 3 is my favorite. And I guess it was just because I didn't have it. I remember my babysitter kids, they had it, and I didn't even know what it was.
Right.
And they had it with the PS2, and I was like, "What is this?" Like they were playing, and it was like, "Ah, it's GTA 3." And like, man, I loved the character too.
Claude.
He never talked though,
Yeah.
but I just liked his whole fucking persona, like messing with the mob and all that. But I remember too, it was like you could have sex in it. I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I remember being a kid, like you're what? What? You know,
really?
I'm a young boy growing up with testosterone. And like, it's like, what are you talking about?
Sleeping into my sister.
Yeah, and then they showed me, and it was like you pick up a hooker and like you take her to like
Behind a tree.
yeah, and then like it just shakes like, but then it starts getting faster. Like,
And your health is going up.
yeah,
That's what's fucking cracked me up. I'm like, is your health going up to 150? Holy shit.
and man, at that time it was just so crazy, and now it's like, you know,
Well, and also back in Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and I want to say San Andreas did it too. When you would do the side missions of riding in the ambulance, the taxi, and the cop car, and doing all those little missions, you got something out of it. For example, I want to say it's between Vice City and Grand Theft Auto 3 that if you got to a certain level for the ambulance, instead of just being at 100 health, it popped you up to 200. Or if you did certain missions for the cops, you got 200 body armor. For the taxi cab, I think you got like a badass fucking taxi that was like bulletproof or something like that. You got prizes out of it. Grand Theft Auto 4, you didn't get shit.
I think Grand Theft Auto 4 was the one I hear less about. Because like I remember it was out and like, you know, people would talk about it.
Yeah.
But it was never that hype. Like
Yeah.
I remember the hype behind Vice City and fucking San Andreas. Like nobody could shut up about those games when they were out. Like you play Vice City? Yeah, I played Vice City. It was like a whole cult thing going on during those times.
And I believe it's because of like the restriction that you got on 4. Remember how back in Vice City and San Andreas, you can, well, not San Andreas, I think you actually did die, but Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City, if you jumped off the highest building and landed, you took like, what, 50% damage?
Yeah.
You could still live?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 3, you would hear CJ like, this is bullshit, and then he hits the ground and dies. And then in Grand Theft Auto 4, you die automatically. You're just falling, dead. You wasted. I'm like, wow, yeah. That kind of sucks. I want to be fucking shooting rockets off the top of the building, shooting down helicopters and shit like that. But one misstep, it's over. That's some bullshit.
That's some sad news right there.
Yeah, that is some sad news. I was really bummed out about that. But I think that's why Grand Theft Auto 4, because it was a whole new mechanic for the Grand Theft Auto series. But then Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out. You have 3 main characters now. And same mechanic, you do die if you fall from a high building. You know, physics. But you had more of a, I think the people like that they added specials for each of the characters. I think that's what people like to see in the game. Sort of like that RPG feeling as to you can switch the characters' clothes, switch the characters' what they look like, their hairstyles. If you were to fucking do certain things, your character levels up. Not a lot of people know about them. I didn't know it until like one day I was just driving around as fucking, what's his name, Franklin. And his special is when you get it started, everything slows down around him when you're in a car.
Oh.
So like your driving becomes like 100 times better. Turns are super easy, making like a sharp ass turn. When you go into that mode, fucking, I call it the Fast and Furious mode. You do literally a 90-degree turn by just tilting the analog stick a little bit. Michael, when you would do his special, everything slows down around him, but when he's shooting. So you sort of go like into this matrix.
Bullet time.
There you go. Thank you. And then for my favorite character, Trevor, every time you put on his special, he just goes into an enraged mode that like you can take so much damage and you're not dying.
What is it called? From God of War, Spartan Rage.
Spartan Rage. I call it Trevor Rage because he was my favorite character. Every time we switched to him, he was doing something fucking stupid, like throwing somebody off a bridge, or he was waking up in his underwear like, oh, what the fuck just happened? Oh, fuck, that was some good shit last night. Like, he was your trailer trash character, but good guy.
I tried 5. I wasn't big on it. I only played maybe a few hours. That's like it's like I said, maybe I was just getting old. But during that time, I was playing a lot of fighting games. I still play. I still play 6 at time to time, but Marvel vs. Capcom. That was that era of when that game was out.
And I was about to mention that to you. I'm like, dude, your Marvel vs. Capcom 3 era was ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like I was stomping motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude. Like, like the combos that you would pull off. I'm like, this dude, like, he had to sit.
I did. It was pretty sad when I think about it sometimes. Like fucking practicing of hours just to like get that shit precise.
Yeah,
seconds.
exactly. Like, because I remember what your 18 was. What?
My 18 was Chris Strider and Frank West.
Frank West was part of like.
He was my third, and he was my strongest.
Really?
That's why he was my third. He was my last.
Well, I mean, he's your strongest if you get his pictures.
Yeah, that's why. Because I got combos with Chris
right.
that instantly got him up there.
Really?
Yeah. So I always saved him last.
Oh, okay.
Or if I wanted to be a dick, just bring him out already and just start smashing motherfuckers.
Oh, fuck, dude. My team was Wesker. No. I'm like, it was Deadpool, Wesker, and Strider Hirium.
Yeah, Strider.
Strider was fucking.
Strider was fun. He just has shit health. But
yeah,
he had some crazy goddamn combos and move sets. Like he was fun. He was a fun character. I really enjoyed him.
Yeah, Deadpool too. I fucking love Deadpool. I mean, I was a Deadpool fan before like the game, and like when I saw he was in Marvel's guy, I'm like, dude, this is where it begins. The Deadpool fucking hype. It's only a matter of time before they make a movie.
Well, it's funny that you say the Deadpool hype because the hype started, even though they talked the maddest shit, the hype started in that horrible Wolverine Origins, where he wasn't even Deadpool. He was like this fucking knockoff. Like, they fucked his story up
so bad.
So bad.
So fucking.
But that's where the interest slowly started peaking because people were like, that's not even Deadpool, blah, blah, blah. So then, you know, luckily, what's his name? That actor, Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, one day he just, I guess, wanted to reclaim or show the fans that he could play Deadpool, and he did that whole test screening thing, and then that's what set it off.
That's it. Yeah. Well, see, that's when the Deadpool hype was at an all-time high. The reason I say it was like the whole when I saw my Marvel's Capcom 3, I was like, nobody knew who Deadpool was before that.
Yeah,
and only the people that really read the New Mutants were the ones that knew about him. Like, oh yeah, Deadpool, he's just a merc. He's just a fucking merc.
Merc with a mouth.
Well, he wasn't known as the merc with the mouth yet.
No, I know, but
I think it was until the movie that he was known. Well,
no, he was known as that.
But like later down the line, because at the beginning you only saw like snippets of him, snippets. Like, oh yeah, he's there helping X-Force. He wasn't. I don't think he was ever an X-Man.
I know he's done like team ups and shit. Yeah, of course,
like helping them out.
I'm sure it's comics. I'm sure he fucking was. He's been a team member a few times. He probably never stays, but
and that's what I loved about Deadpool. That's why he's my favorite anti-hero, because it's between him and Venom. And then people always ask, well, who's your favorite hero? Who's your favorite anti-hero? Who's your favorite villain? I already have them all fucking down.
Yeah.
And my favorite villain is Carnage. You're never gonna fucking get me out of Carnage. I just feel that they did him dirty in the movie.
Yeah, that movie was really bad. 3 was good though. 3 was pretty good. He's not in it, but
what really?
Yeah.
I mean, I like the whole. Were they jumping through universes or something like that?
No, that was only at the
end, right?
Yeah, like at the end. And then at the beginning, like it pretty much like spoiler, like he pops. That's how it starts. Him being there in a different reality, but he comes right.
Yeah, he gets
and that's it. And like they don't speak of it ever. Yeah, it's like it never happened.
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah, because he sees the Tom Holland and he's all like, "Oh, I like this one." Yeah, and I know he just gets sucked back in, which killed it for everybody. Like, "Oh, he's gonna be in the fucking universe." Gets sucked back out and never mind. No, he's not.
I mean, he is somehow. They're gonna do it because if they could do a little snippet like that quick teaser, they'll do it.
Well, who owns the rights? Sony for Venom, right? And then for Spider-Man, it's Disney, in it.
No, Spider-Man is Sony. Anything Spider-Man related is Sony.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit! I could have sworn he was part of the whole Disney thing.
No, he is because they did a deal.
Yeah.
Like they did a deal where like, okay, y'all could have Spider-Man in y'all's universe, but like they're getting a cut. Like, you know, it's just
You popped up. Come on, pay up.
But I did see, it's funny you brought that up because today they did see something where Sony is supposedly planning on selling them the rights now.
No shit.
So it'll be, I mean, I'm thinking like it's going to be all the MCU and all that crap. If you're into that.
Well, I mean, of course, I'm a Marvel fan. I know me and you we butt heads about DC and Marvel here and there, but I mean, it's yeah. See, but then I look at your shirt.
No, I love Marvel too. I'm wearing a Marvel zombie shirt.
Yeah, Marvel zombie.
No, I love Marvel too.
Which was an interesting fucking what would you call it? A chapter, like or a series?
It was a series.
It was a series about like, because I mean, DC did it too, but I just
yeah, they did. I haven't read it, but they did.
I kind of I saw it. I think it was a movie.
Nah, they.
Well, I think it was a movie. It was an animated movie.
Oh, it's probably like an animated thing, like a fan made.
Yeah. It was animated, but well, they got everything in the comic down pretty well about how Superman gets infected, how the Flash gets infected, and so on and so forth.
If Superman gets affected, it's an automatic loss.
Well, think about it.
Think about it. It's Superman.
It's Superman, but at the same time, dude, like he's a zombie. He's stupid. His instinct is just to eat.
Zombie. That's Superman. How are you gonna kill him? He has unbreakable skin.
Feel him on the head of the kryptonite.
Oh, that's true. You know how hard it is to get kryptonite?
Batman has a whole vault full of it.
Well, what if Batman's infected?
Well, Batman is infected from the very
beginning. Your plan sucks.
Well,
it ain't gonna work.
Why don't they just break into the vault?
You can't just break into Batman's vault. It don't work like that.
Catwoman did it plenty of times.
Catwoman's just... No, not this. No, she's good. She's good, but...
Not that good.
She's not that good. Even Batman has his contingency plan. I'm a Batman fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Oh, nah.
Just like everybody these days. Everybody. By the way, the Batman, I don't care what anyone says, that movie's so good. The one on Robert Pattinson.
He did good. I mean, it was basically the Bruce Wayne side of Batman.
It's detective.
The detective side of him.
I love that shit.
Yeah, it wasn't the fucking, what's his name? The Batman himself, the Dark Knight. It wasn't about what he does as Batman. This is like getting deep into his head, like about how he solves the fucking whatever's going on. Mm-hmm. His train of thought, basically. And Robert Pattinson pulled it off pretty fucking well, man.
You know, I'm going to just tell you something right now. Keep this as a train of thought.
Okay.
Your whole explanation just pissed off probably about 50 people. Listen.
What?
I don't know. Just the way you're saying, what you fucking talking about? He is Batman. He's the...
Yeah, but I mean, like, I can see what you're saying now, but I'm gonna fuck, sue me, whatever. I saw that movie more as like the Bruce Wayne side and his detective side, like his critical thinking. Like it went deep into his head as to where the Dark Knight movies, it was him beating the shit out of everybody. Yeah. Him doing, oh, I'm Batman, you know, that bullshit. No, that's a fall bullshit. It's Batman, but. They did it with almost every fucking superhero of that time where they overhyped them and shit like that. But I feel like Batman was way too overhyped at one point because everybody was like, oh yeah, well, if Batman wanted, you could kill Superman in this. And I'm like, no, he cannot.
I'm a Batman fan, even I know.
Yeah, he can't do it because everybody like, oh, with prep time, I'm like, Superman won't kill him.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, if Batman had a quick, like, not even 10 minutes. He need a minute just so Superman doesn't even like think about it just yet to come and just
yeah.
But once Superman's like, hey, like I'm gonna go kill Batman just because
I hate his guts.
He's super fast. He could break through anything. That's it. It's like for him, he could kill Batman in like less than 10 seconds. That's why I said he's at 1 minute. 1 minute. I'll give you. There's a possibility he can. Not even live, but more like possibly get a good punch. You know? maybe a good solid punch, but that's it. Like, that's it.
I feel like that's what they try to do in the Marvel universe with Iron Man and fucking Captain America with the whole Civil War thing. I know that Civil War has been comic series and shit like that.
Series.
It was,
that
yeah.
movie sucked.
You
I
hated the fuck out
I
of
don't
it?
know. The only, and I'll say this, the only reason why anybody liked that movie, because that's when they brought Spider-Man. That was his first movie in the MCU.
What?
Yeah, that's why it was so hyped. And I was hyped too. It's Spider-Man finally with Iron Man, Captain America, and all of them. But that movie sucked.
I mean, I think it also brought forward the whole hyping up more of what the Avengers were going to be. I feel like they were bringing in, like, this is everybody that's going to be in the MCU, just so y'all know. Hey, we got Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Black Panther, yada, yada. All these people fighting against each other, which is what everybody was waiting for the longest fucking time.
But sorry.
No, but that's basically what I was going to say. It's just like everybody was waiting for that. We want to see the fucking heroes to get out eventually at one point. And they brought everybody that needed to be seen for fucking Endgame. For Endgame to be something. And yes, not everybody. There was a couple missing.
No, one of the main, how can I say this? What they were doing was they were making a soup. They were throwing all the ingredients. But the one ingredient, and a very important one, when it comes to Marvel, is the X-Men. The X-Men were never in that universe. That's why nobody cares about Marvel either, because they're great, and we already know what Deadpool and Wolverine, like, that's it. Like, they're already gonna cross that
threshold.
Somehow, some way, because that's what everybody was waiting for. That's why their movies have been sucking, because no one cares about these other characters anymore. Like Shang-Chi. Like, I remember when they announced Shang-Chi, I was like, Shang-Chi,
fuck?
Why? Out of all the characters, and I know I'm not the only one, but that movie was bad. That movie sucked.
What was it? And something rings and the United...
The Eternals. Another one. A team. Just like the X-Men, but not the X-Men. It's a whole team that no one gave a shit about back in comic days. Like, nobody, they had a short run or whatever. Someone's going to be upset. Like, someone's going to correct me, but they still sucked. And that movie was, I didn't care to watch it. I never want to watch it. Everybody says it sucks. That's enough for me.
And you know what? I might have to agree with you because, and whatever, I don't go fuck if I get crucified for this, but I didn't know who the fuck the Eternals were.
Nobody.
Until that fucking movie, I'm like, the Eternals?
What's that?
It's
like some type of fucking, like, shampoo or something. The Eternals.
It's got vitamin B12.
But the only thing, and when they got that universe out, and now, like, we're jumping to the comic topic for this movies, but was Blade. But here was my thing. I remember having a big discussion with a friend of mine who is a stupid, I'll die for this MCU fan, those crazy fans that are just like, every movie is great. Like, it's like, you're full of it. But anyways, Blade, when they announced the new Blade, whoa, the movie as it came out, they're not going to make it now, the way it looks. But I was like, there's no way that they could make a Blade movie to top that old one. There's no way.
They can't.
The only way they could do it is if they put Deadpool or somebody in it with him. But I don't see Disney. And yeah, I know people are gonna say, well, they're cussing now because Deadpool, he was cussing and they were doing blood even, but not as much. If you notice.
Yeah, I noticed.
But they still did it. So that's why I'm like, nah, they could never. You know how bloody that even the first movie was.
Oh,
like how much blood was, especially the first scene.
Yeah,
with that nightclub.
Yeah, or freaking that song. What's it called?
That rave going on.
Was it Darude's Sandstorm or something like that?
I
don't remember. Oh no, it wasn't Sandstorm. Something else, dude. Anyways, continue. But I do believe you're right because wasn't Ryan Reynolds one of his like little group mates or something like that?
It could be. It's comics.
Yeah,
stupid team ups and shit like that.
So like it's gonna be weird. They'll probably cast somebody else, right? But still, I don't know. And what's his name is already like, dude, you saw the age.
Yeah.
You saw the fuck.
Oh no, I know he can't, it's not, just in case he magically hurt us one day. Not saying you're bad. Like you will always be blamed. Like,
yeah, no,
like, I don't think anybody could top what that man did in that movie.
And here's the thing. One person like that fucking killed the role badass. He was such a good, was fucking Gambit.
Oh yeah, Gambit.
Gambit. Oh my god, dude. Just that Cajun accent that they gave him. Fuck, dude. It was good. It was good. And then the way he like interacted with Deadpool so well.
Yeah.
It was fucking perfect. Like it's what you expected of Gambit meeting Deadpool. And what's his name? Channing Tatum?
Yeah.
Channing Tatum. They were supposed to cast them, according from leaks that people found, they were supposed to make a Gambit movie before this movie, the Wolverine and Deadpool movie.
Mm-hmm.
They were supposed to make a Gambit movie.
Oh, yeah. They were talking about it for years, and it never happened.
And
it was supposed to be him.
It was supposed to be Channing Tatum.
And they threw it away.
Yeah.
And then he brought him in the movie. Yeah.
And I feel that because of this movie, it's going to happen.
No, it is going to happen.
It's going to fuck
the hype
happen.
Behind him, that whole thing, his whole scenes and everything was enough. The hype. He's a big hype character from that movie.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Like, even at the end, the fucking ending credits where it just shows him, like, moving from the rubble and shit like that. Like,
yeah, that's their way of, like,
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
She's into me.
It's gonna happen. She likes pigeons. It's gonna happen. But, dude, so, in my personal perspective of this, I think Deadpool Wolverine saved a lot of franchises.
Like what?
Well, for one, they're bringing back Gambit. Now, Blade,
X-Men.
Well, yeah, of course, but I mean, like it's gonna they're bringing back Gambit in the aspects of that they're gonna make the movie.
Yeah.
There's a big ass chance that they are.
Oh, they are.
Because I mean, even Wolverine tells them like after he does the whole like, "Ooh, I'm gonna make a name for myself right here," he even tells them like, "I don't think you make it." Well, you let them know what happened here, and shit, and that's when the fight starts and shit like that. But it clearly shows that he did fucking make it. So I feel like they can either start with that or they can add to that, you know?
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe he's going to be in the MCU a lot more than people think.
Well, there's this big movie they're making, and I'm going to get a little into it just so I can explain it to you and the audience.
Go ahead.
There's a big movie they're making. It's called Secret Wars.
Of course.
Secret Wars. And Secret Wars is one of those big events in the comics, like a big thing. Heroes everywhere. Hey, so what they're doing is what they pretty much, it's pretty much a bunch of heroes get thrown in this universe together, and they're all like, what? They just get randomly pulled there, and they got to go against this big, gigantic god. I think he's called the Beyonder or some shit, but that's pretty much the premise.
Right.
But it was like a shitload of heroes, but that's what they're pretty much going to be doing in this movie. That's why this whole dimension shit's going on, because they're going to pretty much get the ones we already know from the MCU, you know, even the shit ones like Captain Marvel, your Shang-Chi, like even the Turtles, I'm sure, not all of them probably, but they'll throw like maybe a few in there.
Before you continue, is this where everybody gets their black suit, like Spider-Man gets that black suit that looks like Venom's?
He gets his black suit.
And then so does Captain America and all that.
Yeah. I don't know about Captain America.
Yeah, I think he gets a black suit. Isn't that where he gets that shield, that weird shaped shield that looks like a badge?
No.
Like it's not his circle, stars and stripes shit.
I haven't read it in a long time, but I don't remember that at all. The black suit though, yeah, that's why that's another reason why that's a big fucking
a big thing.
A big comic series.
A lot of people don't seem to understand. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's Venom." No, that's Spider-Man from fucking Secret Wars. Get your shit straight. But I think don't the what's the name with the Luke Cage, Iron Fist,
the Defenders.
They're in that. They're in there. Yeah, they're in that.
Is that they just never showed them the shows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the shows were fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. You got me into Iron Fist.
Yeah.
You got me into Iron Fist. That the series, The Living Weapon.
Yeah.
That one was fucking good. Dark.
Yeah,
It was
dark.
fucking dark. But it was good, and I started falling in love with this character, which is why I think he's my favorite hero.
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
He's a good character.
Yeah, the whole Kung Lung, and he's a fucking martial artist and shit like that. Love it. So the shows themselves are good. Luke Cage was fucking sick.
I love Luke Cage.
The Luke
Out of
Cage
all
was
those
good.
four, I think Luke Cage. Daredevil was okay. Like, that show's so hyped, and like, I'm not hating because I think I could see it, but me, like, it was okay.
I mean, I guess it's because of the movie that was made way back in the day. It did pretty well.
No, it didn't.
It did pretty well.
Daredevil?
Yeah, the
With
movie.
Ben Affleck? That's one of the most hated movies ever.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, for the reviews that I saw, it didn't do fucking amazing.
You're probably talking about the show.
Well, I probably have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, you're probably looking at the first series of the show with this guy who's been playing him for these past, I don't know, like 5-6 years already.
God damn. Okay, so maybe I was looking at the show because I did look at like the stats of the movies and shit like that, and then one of them like it wasn't loved, but it did pretty good. It did all right, and I assumed it was a movie, but I guess I could be wrong. So I need to go check that shit out again.
There's no way.
But and then who else? What Jessica Jones?
Yeah, Jessica Jones,
Jessica Jones.
Luke Cage, and
Yeah.
Iron Fist.
Now here's one thing though. What the fuck does Jessica Jones do?
I don't know either, because she's a character I don't care about. And if I don't care about it, I'm not going to look into it. I tried watching the show, and I still didn't know what she did, really. She was a detective or some shit, though.
Yeah, and I'm like, so what's so special about you? Like, do you have super strength?
She has super strength or some shit like that. Something like that.
Yeah, I want to say she does because she was beating up people like no fucking
Yeah, she has some type of super strength in her or something like that.
But, I mean, other than that, like, I'm like, what the fuck do you do besides have the same power that Luke Cage already has? So they're covered on super strength. Fighting, they already got Iron Fist. Daredevil, he has the senses and shit like that, the detective skills. So what the fuck do they need you for?
Luke Cage is your Superman of the group.
Yeah.
Big, strong, powerful guy.
Powerful guy where Daredevil can be like the Batman, I guess.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Of Hell's Kitchen.
Of Hell's Kitchen, yeah.
But before I forget, what I was saying about the Secret Wars, that thing I was saying where they got all the heroes, they're going to be bringing back, like, Nicolas Cage from the Ghost Rider.
No way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
He's going to reprise his role.
Yeah.
I mean, he did good.
Well, Deadpool and Wolverine, he's going to be in it, too. They're going to have Hugh Jackman again in here.
But I could have sworn that Hugh Jackman himself said, like, don't.
No, he's coming back for more. They're paying him a shitload of fucking money.
The money talks, I guess.
He was done after Old Man Logan. That was it.
That
was it. He didn't want to do it no more. But then this movie came out and like, yeah, I'll do it. And he already got confirmed to be in the Secret Wars thing. And the other two Spider-Man, the ones they had in that Spider-Man movie, where it was all three of them, they're coming back too.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Fuck, dude. I need to fucking start reading up more on that shit. But you're usually the expert on this shit, so I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yeah, it's pretty sad when I know too much about this shit.
I mean, well, it's your hobby.
Superheroes.
Yeah, superheroes. I want to be one, just like as much as I want to be a Super Saiyan. But that's a whole nother fucking story.
What? Yeah, you're a big DBZ fan.
Yeah, that's DBZ. Dragon Ball in general.
Well, it's since we're going on that topic, as you know, I love DBZ too. You know that. I'm not as knowledgeable as you, but I do love it. I've watched the whole series about a few times, but I just started, and I never seemed interested ever in Dragon Ball.
Right.
The OG, never watched it, never gave a shit because I was like, that's not the Goku I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying by that? It's just a kid. And I started watching it. I'm on episode 22. Yeah, it's not Z. It's not none of that Saiyan race and like Super Saiyans but it's good. I like it. Like
the old school? You're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Daima. I thought you were telling me like.
No, I haven't seen Daima. I'll get into that too with you, but I'll just like.
Well, I mean, I've seen a couple of episodes and I'm like, okay, there's a couple of things that are being explained, but
I hate it.
I hate the fact that they got turned into kids.
Exactly.
Like
It bothers me
Yeah.
every.
why go back to something? For example, it happened in GT.
Yes, and that, yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but that's my thing too. It's like it happened.
Yeah, see,
It
like,
happened in GT.
well, and here's the thing: a lot of people hate GT.
I liked it.
I like GT.
GT was good.
Saying four.
Yeah, exactly. It was like you're gonna diss one of the coolest looking forms. And sorry, but this is something I remember back in high
School.
But I remember I was rewatching Dragon Ball GT, but on the internet back in the day, where anime before copyrighted shit was a big thing. I remember watching GT, and of course, I was watching it when he was Super Saiyan 4 and shit. I'm hyped about it.
Against Dragon.
And me, I'm a guy who loves reading comments.
Yeah.
I'm a comment guy. I like to see who says some informational shit or like the comment of the day.
The comment sections and shit.
I remember this guy. He was like, GT is the perfect way to. And remember, this was before Super.
and shit.
This was just GT was already done with, but there was nothing else after that.
Yeah.
So the guy was like, "This is how it should be. Super. You start black and you end black. The hair."
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
shit, and I was like, damn, that's comment of the day right there.
Well, it makes sense because I mean they're a race of monkeys, dude. They were all fucking like their ultimate form was their Ozuro form, which was the giant
Yeah.
and shit like that. So for them to get golden hair and all that stuff was like, okay, cool. They're ascending to like a super form, but what about their Ozuro?
Yeah.
Or like they're the giant apes. And then Ford did that. They got their monkey fur and shit like that. The black hair. I'm like,
Which was wicked.
this fucking
Wicked.
dope.
I love Super Saiyan 4.
Now, I the reason I believe that GT people think GT bombed, and I hate this character even now that they brought her back. Pan.
Yes, I hate it.
I hate Pan. It's like here's the thing. When I want to rewatch it, I'm always hoping that Pan doesn't pop out, even after I know she's gonna pop out. But it would have been a sick fucking series if at the beginning when they're leaving to space, you go look for the Dragon Balls. You see Goku, Kid Goku, Trunks, and Goten going into the shit. But Goten's over here talking on the phone. Yeah, I'm gonna go to space. Doing his little teen thing.
Yeah.
And then he stays behind, and Pan's the one that pops up in the ship, and they take off, and that's why it was a group of Goku, Pan, and Trunks.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine the fucking badass fight scenes if it was Goten instead of Pan?
And I was gonna say that, dude. If they should have kept Goten, not Pan.
Yeah, because dude, Fusion Goten,
That would have been dope.
that would have been fucking dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But no, they had to add Pan, and I was like, even like Akira Toriyama, what the fuck, man?
So that's something. If we're on the subject, that's something that I always kind of wondered, like, why, but at the same time, I guess it makes sense. Goten was nothing anymore after Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, like he
Like, nothing became of him because, remember, Gohan, when he did the whole Cell thing, iconic forever.
Yeah.
But nothing with Goten. Goten never had his arc or like even anything special about him. He was like the off child, I guess. I bet if like I bet Goku was like, nah, after Goten, that's it. Like, well, he's like, that one disappointed me. I'm not gonna have two. I'm not gonna take the chance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's funny because there's a whole lore behind of why Gohan was portrayed the way he did during the Cell Saga. And basically, Gohan was going to take over for Goku from the beginning of Z.
I remember.
So Akira Toriyama wanted to make it to where, like, all right, we had Goku's in the original Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z is going to be Goku progressing more, but he has a son now, and he's going to be taking the reins from now on. That's why they brought the lore that when I'm going to go fucking full nerd mode here. When Saiyans mix with humans, it's a very good fucking mixture that makes them stronger. So Gohan was supposed to be stronger than Goku, which is where you get the mystic Gohan form that
I remember.
the Kai freaking brings out, yada, yada, yada. Can't get too much into that. I'm going to fucking side tangent so bad. So supposedly, Gohan was supposed to be the second one after Goku. And then Gohan getting older, Goten was going to be from the Majin Buu saga, the one, which kind of did go in that direction because they took on Super Buu as Gotenks, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and they were whooping his ass. So much to the point that Buu had to fucking like, dude, I got to get the fuck out of here, which is why Piccolo blows up the entrance so they get stuck in it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be where Goten and Trunks were going to be the next generation, and then it was going to continue on from that. So that's what they were trying to do there. But I guess they decided to go in another direction. Where like, oh, Goku Super Saiyan 3, and he's the only one that can stop Kid Buu. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, that's when they started getting crazy with it. Then they did the fusion, but the earrings. What was that called again?
The Pataras?
The Pataras.
Yeah, with Vegito.
Fucking weird.
The Pataras.
Dude, you remember something like that?
Fuck yeah, I would, dude. That was my childhood. I think as a little kid, the last arc that I saw was the Cell Saga as a kid, and then forgot about it for a while, and then I'm like, wait a minute, there's another arc? A pink fucking marshmallow looking motherfucker? What the hell is this? So that's when my teens, there was the Majin Buu saga, and then of course GT. Oh. I'm getting too much into that.
No, you're...
But yeah, no. So that was basically the whole way that they wanted to take it. Each son of Goku was going to continue the legacy of Goku because now Vegeta has a kid. Now it's going to be two kids, Goten and Trunks. That's what they were trying to do. So, yeah.
You know, Vegeta will always be second.
Yeah.
Sorry to say it. Wait, but did you see that movie, the Super one, where Super Saiyan Piccolo pretty much... and fucking Beast Gohan.
Superhero?
Yeah, did you see that one?
Yeah, absolutely. I went to
the end where he finally beat him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
like, I finally did
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that was a running gag. I want to say.
Of course it was.
But
of course it was.
The thing about it is, if you start reading the mangas, Goku has Ultra Instinct and Vegeta has Ultra Ego.
I've heard of that.
Where it's always been like that, where Vegeta has more strength than Goku does. But Goku has more ki, his energies are better than Vegeta's. So that's the kind of that yin and yang that they have. So with Ultra Ego, Vegeta is like fucking stronger than Goku, like by far. I loved what they were doing with Vegeta on Super, dude, because they started bringing Vegeta more into the mix. Let him be the one that's like taking on
call.
Yeah.
That he's pretty much another main character.
Yeah. So
instead of a side in a sense.
Yeah. So yeah, as the second, you know.
Yeah. Instead of always come to the fight late. Remember, he'd always show up late when someone's about to die. Yeah. Like, oh no, and then high blast out of nowhere. What was that? And Jim just doing his fucking shoulder cross, like, you think you got a chance against the Prince of Saiyan? And of course he would get his ass whooped. Like,
that's why I love the abridged versions, because they kind of put a realistic point to it. I don't know if you've seen any of them.
I've seen a few.
Yeah, like they just added like how people would talk nowadays, and I just love where Goku has that fucking heart disease, and he gets his ass kicked by Andre 19. Vegeta shows up, and you just hear him in the background. Mine. I claimed it. And he kicks the android's ass, and he's like, Kakarot, what are you doing, darling? Mostly.
Well, here's a debate for you. Here's a good one. OG Broly or new Broly?
OG.
Yeah, right. It's like not even a fucking
not even
question.
Don't get me wrong. I love the fact of how they put that Broly is going to be a good guy now.
Don't.
But here's the reason why. Because having Broly on their side kind of like ups the ante on like whatever fucking stronger character comes in. Broly's going to be the one in the front lines fighting this fucking stronger monster and probably even going toe to toe. Now, that will give Goku more incentive to become fucking stronger than what he already is. Mm-hmm. So he already has Ultra Instinct, which, by the way, I didn't know was a real thing that they considered in real life in martial arts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I found that out through MMA. So a guy says like he was kind of doing an interview, and they were watching a fight. And what they consider Ultra Instinct is when a fighter's able, like when he's fighting, he's able to sort of predict the next move of his opponent. So like the opponent throws a left jab, this guy already knows, so he's already deflecting that shit.
Full concentration.
Yeah, full concentration. The guy goes like, yeah, that right there, what he's doing, we call that ultra instinct. I'm like, hold the fucking phone. That shit is real. Where's the gray hair? Where's my fucking gray fucking flattened hair?
I hated that shit. That's why I never watched Soup. I hated it. As soon as I saw they changed the hair colors, like I was like, that's it. That's all it took. That's when I knew that was it. They're gonna milk it, and they are. Don't get me wrong. I've been hearing good things, but as soon as the hair started changing colors, I already knew that was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
I mean, when you saw the red Goku, I'm like, okay, so now he's a god.
Yeah, exactly.
Something that he achieved, like Kaioken, he was red.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. And then blue.
Mm-hmm.
And the name that they gave it, like if you look like the actual name of it, it's called Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Mode.
Jesus, it pisses me off.
It just listening to that, you're just like, what the fuck, dude?
That's my point. They're milking it.
But what is it bad? Since you haven't seen it, I'm gonna tell you it's not bad.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I heard it's not
good.
Suck.
It's just ridiculous of how they fucking started taking the transformations and everything like that. That's the only thing that I saw kind of like, come on, man. Y'all had to come up with a different fucking name for that or something.
To me, they're going to hint it as Goku and Vegeta fucking pretty much re-salvaging their race. That's the way I see it. Because that's why I think they brought Broly. Because now we had two. Now we got three.
Pure blooded Saiyans.
And they got kids. And Broly has that side piece over there that's been eyeing him since she met him.
Yeah, the little.
They're gonna make a fucking baby too. I guarantee you. Someone document this. Someone do it, because it's gonna happen. Then slowly, like, they'll probably end the series in a way of like, that was it, blah blah blah, and like it turns out they were like legends of their super race. That it's eons later that it's a whole civilization. And Goku and Vegeta are like these gods from an ancient time that like they're our gods. That's what's gonna happen. Like I'm telling you,
it's okay. That's a good fucking theory.
Because it's a good. Okay,
it's a good fucking theory. But the way I see that they're gonna do is they're gonna make Vegeta a destroyer like Beerus. He's gonna become because this was fan made. They made Vegeta a fucking destroyer. But then, like, when you think about it, yeah, that makes sense.
Of course it does.
It makes sense that Vegeta would be the destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
And Goku just decides, like, you know what? I'm getting older. I'm a retire. I love the thrill of the fight, but I'm a retire. There's this fucking video on YouTube, and it kind of made me cry, dude. I'm not going to lie. I've just got to get into my feelings because it does that to where, like, Goku's farming now. Chi-Chi is dead. And he's farming, and he's like, and he's a farmer now. He's got crops, and he's just standing there, and he's like, looks like your old man finally did it right, huh, Chi-Chi? And he's got a beard and shit. He's older. Then Vegeta pops in as a destroyer, and he goes like, I'm here to talk to you about your life force. It's dwindling. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
You're a destroyer. You're immortal now.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm just getting old. And Vegeta goes like, yeah, pretty soon. And Goku tells him like, well, how about this? How about you send me off on a high note? Let's have that one last epic battle. And they do. They fucking rock the universes, shakes and shit like that. They fight. Of course, Vegeta comes out on top. And as Goku's life force is ending, he goes like, man, that was one for the books, man. Make sure this stays in history. And out of nowhere, he fucking just dies. He disintegrates, and he pops up in the picture with Chi-Chi. I was there like in the corner like, oh, God. I'm not crying, you're crying. Get the fuck out of my face. But I saw it as like, that would be a very wholesome and pretty good ending.
Of course.
Because a lot of people are also saying that I feel like Goku's going to get killed by someone. I'm like, no, how are you going to do that? How are you going to go do Goku like that?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, he's going to get killed by an enemy, which is going to cause Gohan to go into his Beast Gohan mode. And it's going to cause Goten and Trunks to fuse and go into a fucking, like, Super Saiyan God mode and shit like that. Like, a lot of speculation started coming out to where, like, dude, it just doesn't hit for what Dragon Ball is. It doesn't hit. For me, that ending where like, they have that final battle, shook the universes. That for me, that's a fucking legit ending. Yours, on the other hand, it makes sense too, because I mean, yeah, they're rebuilding the Saiyan race. They're bringing back pure-blooded, well, not pure-blooded Saiyans, because all their kids are half-breeds, and then the kids' are half-breeds. Mm-hmm. It would take like fucking inbreeding for them to get pure-blooded Saiyans again, which they're not gonna fucking do. That could go in a total.
It's gonna happen.
Who knows, dude? But I mean, at the same time, then again, Vegeta and Goku are not related by blood, so who knows?
That's true. But I'd have to end us there because we've been on it for a while.
Yeah,
we're out of time.
Yeah, we are out of time. Fuck.
We just went off on which is good.
A whole side tangent.
It's a good second episode.
Absolutely.
I guess, is there anything you want to say before I end us out on this?
Shit. Drink water and fuck.
And fuck?
Yeah.
That's it. Drink water and fuck.
You drink water and fuck.
I never heard that, but it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Okay, but all right then. That's a good saying, but we'll end it on there, and thanks for watching. Or listening.
But we'll see what happens.
Listening to the Bison. Okay, so we have some news, and Manuel, I'm going to let you lead us on this. I'm going to give you a little shine of the spotlight. Maybe your dick will grow 10 inches wider. But if you're like me, it probably grew 10 inches smaller.
Yeah.
But do people know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We are now on social media, man. We are now on X, Instagram, and on YouTube. Follow us on X at The Bison Lounge. Follow us on Instagram at The Bison Lounge. And follow us on YouTube at The Bison Lounge.
All right. Thanks, man.